Hello friends, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Queen. I want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you so very much. God bless you for all of your support. And if today is your first time of tuning this channel, you are welcome. Please do well to hit the subscription button and also tap on the bell by the side to get an update whenever I upload a new video. So I want to show you the process of this beautiful gown I'm putting on. It's a maxi gown with a V, overlap neck, a fitted gown. See how beautiful the gown is. This is the back of the gown, and this is the front. You can choose to wear it without the belt. You can choose to tie the belt. So see it. So if this is the video you would like to see, please kindly stay with me while I take you through the process on how to cut and sew this beautiful maxi gown you're seeing on the screen. Now this is the fabric that I'm going to be using for this tutorial, and it's a flower crepe. Now this fabric is 3.5 yard. Now this 3.5 yard can go for my size. Then from my size to smaller sizes, you can use 3.5 yard. But if you're making this type of dress for bigger size, then you should go for 4 yards or 4.5. It depends the kind of sleeve that you'll be attaching to the dress. Now, how to fold the full flare. You see the two edges like this. So I will bring one part to this part like so. I've already calculated what I'm going to be leaving here that will help me cut the upper part, since the fabric is not much. So I will place this other side like this. I see now. Let me check what I have left here to be sure if it can go for the back side. Okay, I have 12 inches here, which is okay to help me to cut the upper part. Now this is into two. This is the folded part and this is the open part. I see now. Now because this part is longer than this part, so permit me to turn the fabric this way. I'll turn it this way. I will hold this one on my right like this. Okay, so that when I fold it this way, I will see this part that is short, so I can mark my flare. You understand me? So I'm going to just take it to the table now and fold exactly how I explained to you. I see on my table. So I fold it into two first, and I bring the open part to the folded part. I see like this. Now the part that is short is on top, so that I will know exactly the length that I will be taking. So I'm going to set it well on the table like this. This flare will have only one joining. So this is the upper part now. Let me work with the upper part and shift it upward for you to see the down. Now first of all, find my half length circumference, which is 36. I have 36 here. So I will place my tape to check which point that will give me 36. Because it's a flare, I'm not going to add any seam allowance to it. Now this point can give me 36 divided by 4, which is 9 inches. Now how to get the round shape on my flare, the joining part. I'll place my tape on this tip like this, and I will mark from that point that I mark my chop. I'm going to follow that line and keep marking like this. I'm using the front of the fabric so that my chop will show on it. So I will keep my tape is still here. Make sure the tape is still at the tip like that. Then I will keep marking. What I'm using to mark is 11 here. So I'm marking the 11 round. and I will place my tape and check again. So if I measure it around, what I have here is 9 inches. No seam allowance. You know, it's only one joining that we have here. The joining is going to be at the back. So there is no joining on the flare by the side, the two sides, no joining. So I don't need much allowance. It's only the zipper allowance. So when I open the flare will supply me allowance. Now before I move to the down to get the down length, see what I'm going to do. See my chalk that I marked. So I will place my tape like this to minus my half length. My half length, which is 16.5 inches. I decided to bring it to the floor for you to see. So I'm going to hold my tape like this. My 16.5, I'll place it like so. Then I will go to the down part to mark the full length. I'm using 60.5. I will bring it to this. I'll bring my tape to the center part, and I will go again to mark 60.5. I'm using my eye to get the half inch because the tape I'm using is 60 inches. So I will place my tape like so and mark 60.5. I'll connect my chalk, bring my tape to the side, minus the half length, and I will mark 60.5. I will connect it like this. So I'm going to cut it out now. So this is the front part. If I open it, it's going to be like this. So are you saying? So this is the only fabric that I have left. Are you seeing now? To cut the upper part. Now because the belt is long, so I will quickly remove my belt now. I want the belt to be like 2.5. Yeah, so since the fabric is 3.5, I will move one here like this. Then from this part now, because this is here, it's just 2.5 inches. So I want to use the width of the belt to be 2.5 inches. So I will quickly take the belt from that side to the end of this side. Then I will now cut the upper part. So when you finish cutting the belt, just hold the two edges like this, place it together and fold it again into two, and slant the edge a V shape like this. So I have my pattern paper here with me. This is the back panel, and I just mark my zipper allowance of 1.5 inches. So I mark the length. I just add extra to the length, and the width I add seam allowance to it. There will be no dots on this particular gown. It's just a fitted gown. So this is the second pattern paper. Are you seeing now? This one is on fold. This one will be the front, while this is single. It's going to serve as the back. So I'm going to place the front on top of the back like so, and I will pin it. And I will pin it together. This is my zipper allowance. The allowance is here. Are you seeing? So I'm pinning it from the zipper allowance to this way. Now this line you're seeing here will be my starting point. The line is to guide me. So I will start from this line. The measurements I will be using here. You know, I first of all cut the flare, because when I'm sewing a dress like this, more especially if the fabric is not much, I quickly cut the bigger part, which is the flare. Then I can now manage the pieces to cut the upper part. So the measurements I'll be using for this gown from my shoulder line to my bust line is 12 inches. 12 inches, I'll be marking 12.5. If you mark 12 inches, it means that when you're done with drafting the paper at the shoulder line, you're going to add ½ inch to join the shoulder. But as I'm adding this ½ inch to the bust line until down, I'm not going to add any shoulder seam allowance. Then from my shoulder to my under bust is 15.5 inches. But because I don't want the joining to be too low, I don't want it to get to half length, so I added 1 inch to my under bust to make it 16.5 inches. So 16.5 inches is the half length of this gown. Let's put it like that. It's no longer the under bust, it's the half length of this gown. So I'll go ahead and mark it here 17.5, 12.5. Please take your own measurements. Take your own measurements, please. So now that I've gotten the length, the half length, I will come to the neck and I will mark the neck width 3.5 inches like this. Neck width 3.5 inches, and the neck depth of the back, you can use 2 inches, you can use 1.5. So let me first of all connect the 2 inches together with the front like this. I see now, because the paper is together so that you see it clearly. This is the high neck. Then I will mark the shoulder measurements. Shoulder is 18 inches. 18 inches divided by 2, 9 inches. So I will be marking 9.5 inches, ½ inch to join the sleeve. So from that shoulder line, I will mark 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then I will connect it to the neck points. So my armhole measurements, you divide your round sleeve into 2, or you divide your bust measurements into 6 and add ½ inch to it. So I'll be using 8 inches as my armhole. I will go ahead and mark it like this. Automatically this line has become my chest line now. So I will also mark the same shoulder measurement, which is 9.5. Then I'm going to connect it. Let me shift my pin like this. I'll connect it like so. Then I will shoot out 1 inch arrow like this. Just shoot out an arrow. From this point, you can now curve your armhole. The 1 inch is to guide you. Then I will find the midpoint of my armhole to mark the armhole effect. This is 8 inches. 8 inches divided by 2. So this is the midpoint, the center. If you're doing it for a slim person, you use ½ inch. If you're doing it for bigger person, you can use 3/4. I'm using 3/4 here. So I'm going to connect from this point now to this point. I see now, and blend it to the armhole line. So this is the front armhole, while this is the back armhole. Take note of that. And as I'm cutting this paper together, I will first of all cut the back armhole and leave the front first. Now the bust circumference is 45 inches. So 45 inches divided by 4, that will give me 11.25 of an inch. 11.25. I'll go ahead and mark it like this. Then I will add my side seam allowance of 1.5 inches. Okay, this is my bust line. This is my bust line. The 11.25 should be here. Then I'll mark my side seam allowance. This armhole line, that is the chest line. If you want to add chest measurement, you just take away ½ inch from this measurement. It will be okay. That is like 2 inches. ½ inch. That is like 2 inches from your measurement. Because my bust here is 45 inches. So my upper chest measurement is 43 inches. Are you seeing? 43 inches. So 43 inches I mark it here, and so you see that it's the same thing, the same ½ inch. So this is my bust measurement. Now my half length, which is also the under bust, 36 inches divided by 4, that will give me 9 inches. 9 inches, I will go ahead and mark it like this, and I will add my 1½ inches. So I'm to connect from this bust line to this under bust like this. So this is the shape of this gown. There will be no dots on this gown. It's a fitted simple gown. So by the side like this, I'll take away ½ inch. If I'm using a pattern like this, that is a pattern that is up to my half length, I normally take away 1 inch from the side like this and blend it to the normal length. But for this one, because it's not far from my under bust, so I'm taking away ½ inch instead of 1 inch. Blend it to my normal length. The next thing I will be marking is my zipper bulge. From the shoulder line, this is my shoulder line. For a smaller person, you can use 8 inches. I'm using 9 inches here, 9 inches. So from this 9 inches is where I will mark my ½ inch for zipper bulge. ½ inch, I'm going to mark this ½ inch till down like this. Then from the ½ inch, I will blend it to the neck line. Stop before the neck, just like this, to take away my zipper bulge. I see the shape. This is our normal way of taking away zipper bulge. It's a very simple gown. So I will go ahead and cut it out now. So I'll start from the gown. I'm cutting the back armhole first. I see now. Then I will cut the length and the shoulder slope. Let me cut the neck, both front and back together, since it's a high neck. And then the zipper bulge. Take away the zipper bulge. So I can now take away my pins and remove the back. So the back is set now. I'll keep it aside and take away the armhole effect on the front side like this. Okay. So I will go ahead and open the front now. I see in the front. This is the center front. The line is showing. I've already ironed the line. It's showing now. Now it's for you to decide which part that will lap. I see now. So for female, we are used to the left hand, like more of our design always go to the left. I'm going to slant this overlap now to go to the left side. I see now. So this is my left. If I put it on my body like this, so this is my left. So I'm going to just give a mark here so that I won't forget. So from this point now, I will mark my neck depth, the front neck depth. You'll be the one to decide how many you would like to use. So for me, I will use my front depth neck to be 7 inches, like this, 7 inches. You can use 7½, you can use 8 inches. It depends on what you want. But this kind of neck, if you're not careful, when you wear it, it will be too open. So you'll be the one to decide how many to use. Now I will connect from this neck that I've already cut out, the neck width. I'm going to connect the V like this. I see now. I'll bring it to, okay, let me use like this. I'll bring it to this point. So this is my 7 inches. I see now. So this down part, I will mark 2 inches like this, 2 inches. Then I'll find a way to connect my hand from these 2 inches now. If you use a ruler to just connect it, it's going to be sharp like this. It's going to be sharp. But I want to blend it. I just use my hand. There is this curve, that shape I would like to see. Okay. I think I like what I'm seeing like this. I want it to slant this way. So I'm to take away this part. Now let me make you understand something. This overlap neck, we have different type. This is the center line. There are some that you can decide to make it like 4 inches, 5 inches from the center line, and you connect your hand from your neck point. Depends how many you want to use from the neck point. You can just connect your hand to that 5 inches. I see now, see what I'm doing. I don't want to mess up this paper because this is not the style, but in case you want that type, you can also do it like this. So when you measure from this line, you can have 5 inches, you can have 6 inches, you can have 7 inches, and it's still the overlap neck. But this one lap from this other side to this other side. Do you understand me? The two fronts lap very well. So that is why I'm taking it by the side. So if you want to use this one, you can use this one. If you want to make it like 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches overlap, you can just mark from the center 7 inches and slant it to the neck. So I hope I've made myself clear. Now I'm going to cut it out like this. So this one now is condemned, it's not needed anymore. This is what I will be working with. And to cut 2 of this one and cut the back 2 of it. So I will come back to show you. So see what I have here. This is my pattern on top. You see that they are equal. It's the same thing. So this is the front, I will keep it aside, and this is the back. I also cut out 2 pieces of the back. Are you seeing now? This is 2 pieces of the back. If you're making this kind of gown for clients, please don't use this 3.5 yard because it's my gown, so I can manipulate it anyhow. If I'm taking it for clients, I will demand for 4.5 yard or 5 yards. It depends on the kind of sleeve you want to use. So this is the fabric left, these 2 pieces. This one is very small, this one is small too. So I'm going to manage this for sleeve now. So the sleeve, I'll just use what I have here. The length of what I have here is 12 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark 12. This one part is longer than one part. Are you seeing now? This part is longer, this part is short. So I'll go to the longer part and I will mark that same 12 inches like this now, and I will connect it to the upper part 12 inches. So my sleeve cap height, I will just come down by 4.5 inches. You can use 4 inches. It depends on the person. So I will go ahead and mark like this. Then I will mark my round sleeve divided by 2. The upper round sleeve is 17 inches divided by 2. I will add side seam allowance of 1.5 inches. Then the tight is 14 inches divided by 2. I will add my side seam allowance also. Then I will connect it and cut it out like this. So I've gotten my one sleeve, and I will bring these pieces in and place it on top and cut the second sleeve like this. Okay, it's not enough, so I'm going to slim the sleeve a bit like this. It will still go for me. Alright, so this can go. Then I will open the sleeve like so. This is my center. This is the center of the sleeve. So front, kissing front, make sure you do that. Then I will take away my armhole effect. The same thing we did in front, just 1/2 inch, so that you have a smooth dress. So how to sew it now? So you pick one side of the front, place it on your shoulder to your side like this, to make sure you're picking the right one that will lap. So this one will be the one on top, this one will be under of this, So you pick it like this and you place the one on top like so. So one on top, the one that will lap, the overlap on top. I'm going to pin it like so now, so that we'll know that this one is going to be on top of the other one. Now I can top stitch thread to catch the two of them together at the down part. Now I'll bring it back. Because there will be a zipper, no need of closing the back for now. So I'm going to join the shoulder of this dress. After running thread at the down part of the front, I will join the shoulder of this. Then I will come back to show you what's next to do. So I've finished joining the shoulder. This is the down part, the front, now you see now, and this is the two back. I just join shoulder, our normal way of joining the shoulder, you see. So this is back on top of the front. Okay. Now because the fabric is not steady, so you quickly pin the back side from the down part so that it will not confuse you. Just pin the zipper allowance instead of closing it and after you will now lose it again. So use your pin to secure it together. You can pin and stop somewhere, leave the upper part like this. So if you place it together, you see that they are both equal. Now you see now, they are both equal. This is the front. Now if I turn it to the front, see what I have now. So at this point, I will first of all turn the neck with a bias. So I bought a bias. I couldn't get exactly the color. The old one I have is even better. I think I will use the old one and leave this new one. So this bias, and to sew from the front like this, I see now, I'll place it our normal way of sewing bias from the front. This is the shoulder. I will turn from the shoulder to the back like this, one side of it. Then I will open the inside from this other side. Now I'm going to sew it too from the front and up to the shoulder line and cross it to the back just to turn the neck. I'll go to the machine and do that, then I will come back to show you what's next. So I've finished turning the neck with the bias. This is the back of the front and this is the back of the dress. So if I turn it to the front, see what I have here now. Give it a good press. At this point, because it's a very simple dress, quick to make, so I'm using the simplest method to make it faster. So I will join the sleeve now before closing the dress. Now this is the center of the sleeve. Let me notch it good. At this point, if you place your sleeve like this, okay, this is the armhole effect, the front sleeve. So this is the front of the dress, this is the back of the dress. So the front will be facing the front like this. If you place your sleeve like so and you measure, you find out that the armhole is not enough to your round sleeve, you can trim it a little to get your round sleeve. So I will just pin the sleeve right now. This is the center shoulder. I'm going to pin it like this. So pin it like this, and also pin the back side. And the down part of the sleeve, I've already turned it with bias. Are you seeing now? This is the front. I just use bias to turn it. So I will go to the machine and sew it and apply the same thing to this other side. I will come back to show you what's next. So I've finished joining the sleeve. This is the front of the dress. Now we'll turn it to the back like this. So I'm going to hold it like so. Make sure you balance the overlap inside like this. So I'll use the measurements, round sleeve, the tight round sleeve, and the bust circumference, and the half length, or you call it under bust, because the joining is not far from the under bust. And I will apply the same thing to this other side. Make sure you balance the overlap too, the way it should be before closing it. I see this one is balanced this way, while this one is balanced this way. The one on top is on top. The one that should go inside is also inside. So I'm going to close it with the measurements now. I will come back to show you what's next. Okay, I finished closing the body of the dress with the measurements. So this is the back. Let me turn it to the front now. So this is the front of the dress. At this point, you will have to check the measurements if they are okay before you fix the flare, because the flare has only one joining. I'm removing the pins now. At the back, the zipper allowance that I pinned, so I will leave it open like this. Are you seeing now? So it's now open like this. This is the back one side, this is the back one side, the center front. Now before you fix the flare, make sure you check your measurements. Our normal way of checking the measurements, you place your tape from one side of the back like this, and you calculate both your zipper allowance. You measure till this side and check your measurements. You also place your tape at the bust line and calculate it also, and check your measurement to make sure that it's okay before you fix your flare, to avoid amendments, so that you will not stress yourself to amend. So I will hold the two back like this and mark my center front like so, and open it back. Then I will bring the flare in. I will hold the flare like this, bring the two edges together, and also mark the center, and also mark the center front of the flare like so. Then I will place it center to center like this. I will sew from this center to this other side. Are you seeing now? Are you seeing now? And also sew from this center to this other side. So let me go and do that and come back to show you what's next. Okay, so I'm through with joining of the flare. So see how it is. This is the back side. Now because it's a round flare, so it just together like this. And this is the front. So I have two things remaining now. I'm going to hold it together like this, the zipper line together like so, and fix a zip on it, and I will check the neckline to make sure they are equal, since we have already piped the neck, and also check the joining here to make sure they align together, the half length joining. I'll just close it and fix the zipper. I want to use an invisible zipper. If you don't know how to fix it, please check it out on my channel. I have a video on my channel how to fix an invisible zipper, both short and long, so you can watch it and fix it. Because of time, I'll fix the zipper and hem the down part of the gown. I've already weaved the dress all through, so I'm going to hem the down part just one time hemming, because I've already weaved it. If you don't want to weave it, you hem it 2 times. Thank you so very much for watching. See you in my next video.